Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to this very pleasant evening. And it is not because of the weather that we feel. I think it is the atmosphere that has been created in this hall is so beautiful, so pleasant. I'm very thankful to our chief guest, Honorable Governor of Bihar, to have spared his time. Lieutenant General Atta Hasnain has been my boss in 19dev. He was the GOC and I was commanding Uri Brigade. We have actually seen the LC and the counterinsurgency involvement in Srinagar in its own way. Of course, later he commanded 15 Corps, but we both also have a common thing that we commanded 12 Brigade. He commanded before me and I did after him, but he was my boss there. At that time, we used to bash around jungles. We sometimes had good technology. But I think today what we have, we realize if we had a lot more then, we would have fared a lot better. We also have amidst us our former Chief of Army Staff and former Governor of Arunachal Pradesh, General J.J. Singh, who has been my boss, and I have been his wingman actually. Having spent some time with the Chief, and when he was a co-commander, we went through Operation Prakram. We went into a real warlike situation, but before that, we did an exercise called Purn Vijay. And Purn Vijay was such an experience that we saw hundreds and hundreds of generators being tugged by our vehicles only to give power to our formations. And the kind of electricity we wanted. But today, with the digital communication, with the warfare which is based on technology, I do not know how much more power is going to be taken in those convoys. Imagine the rolling grid of signals, operating regiments working, and the engineering regiments working, all of them lugging power. But we still do not know how many megawatts are actually required in a tactical battle area the moment we become completely digital. During Purn Vijay, we had Maharaj Kolhapur visit us, and he is today the MP present here with us. He is the 12th descendant of Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj. In one of the articles I wrote, that space is a high ground. And the example I have given is of a Maratha guerrilla who would actually occupy a high ground and make sure that the guerrilla forces understand the kind of movement that the Mughals are making, and they could turn around the entire thing with the information that they had right from top. So that was the strength of the Maratha warrior at that time. So welcome, Maharaj, that we are going to be talking about it. And of course, we've got a regimental affinity. I'm very happy General Hitesh Bhalla is here, who is the current colonel of the regiment. And General Ghai is here, who was the DGMO during our Operation Sindoor. And we look at how today space is going to empower the military. Actually, it is not only to empower the military, it will empower all the elements of national security. We had a lot of experiences, even the Special Forces, General Vinod Bhatia is there. He helped me also raise the Armed Forces Special Forces Division. And we realized that actually the Special Forces are a three-dimensional force, because you've got to make sure that you are having a full grasp of the depth. And unless you have the full information of where your troops are going to land, you're going to make a mistake. So I'm very happy that General Vinod Bhatia is here, how the Special Forces value the power of space in the future. That is so very significant. We have been talking about space is the essence or a pivot to national security. But I think it's more than that. I think it is a direction which we have to take, but this direction has to empower the nation to secure our future. As we progress, to move in that direction is not an option. To move in that direction is a necessity. But to move in that direction with a certain speed is actually survival. If we do military space, if we look at space, how it is going to empower us for national security, but we cannot go at a speed in which we get overwhelmed. And the ground reality is that today, the way the orbital slots are being occupied by the foreign powers have overwhelmed us already to a point that we have to look at how we got to come to a point. And the moment you are into the military space of understanding of warfare, you have to make sure that your military space will only be available to you if you can protect your assets in the orbit. And if you have to protect your assets in the orbit, there you are into space wars, and you can't help it. If you're not prepared for space wars, you will not have your orbital security of military space. If you lose the military space, you will lose the battle on ground. So therefore, military space and space wars are something that we have to look at very, very seriously, move fast. In fact, I want to thank Lieutenant General Khandare, also from the Garhwal Regiment, as General Atta Hasnain is also from Garhwal Regiment. In fact, he really helped me shape the space agency. And all through in the SATCOM Industries Association, and Dr. Rao is here, the president of the SATCOM Industries Association, we have been running a war game every year, and General Khandare has been my partner, and he's written a foreword in my book. I'd like to thank him. He could not come here because he's not too well. I also would like to thank the former ISRO chairman, Dr. A.S. Kiran Kumar. He's also written a foreword in my book. He also could not come here, but he's read the book. He feels this is something, and he's given his comment there. So I'm really thankful to all of you, and let's have a very good discussion. Thank you very much for being here. Let's make our orbital climate and atmosphere and the future secure by coming together. Thank you very much for coming as a Sangam in the Taramandal. Thank you. Jai Hind.